African asylum seekers in Israel, and we were founded in July of 2012 specifically to advocate for this issue. I was a researcher in Israel. I did the first in-depth research on the lived experiences and community challenges that Eritreans and Sudanese people face in Israel today. And I can tell you that to this day, I get Facebook messages, I get emails, and I get calls on my cell phone on a weekly basis from people who I don't even know how they got my phone number, asking me, Maya, what can you do to help us? We need help. We need help getting out of here. Saying, my brother was just arrested in the middle of the night and taken to a detention facility. Or I'm being asked if I want to leave. I'm being pressured to leave and go back to my country, but I know that I can face torture, imprisonment, death. And what can I do when these people call me? There's nothing I can do. I can't help bring everybody here or bring everybody to Canada or find a way to get all of the asylum seekers out of Israel. That is not something that I can do, and it's very difficult to bring anybody here. But what I can do is say that as a Jew, as an American, and as an Israeli citizen, I am going to stand up for human rights, for refugee rights, and also for my Jewish values, my values of tikkun olam, of accepting the stranger into my home, of understanding that humanity is much more than us versus them, that it's about reaching out my hand and standing up for others, of helping others, standing up for what's right. And these are people, and I interview people one-on-one, in-depth interviews, so I know the stories. These are people who faced human trafficking in Sinai, who were held up by their limbs and lost their hands and ended up disabled, who were systematically raped in Sinai. These are people who were forced into indefinite military conscription, and if they were subjected to anything, they were put in prison and tortured. These are people who escaped genocide in Darfur. These are not people that one can call infiltrators. These are people who are, by international law, and also by definition, asylum seekers. And unfortunately, they do not have an opportunity to even apply for refugee status in Israel. There is no true, just, transparent refugee status determination procedure. And that's the bigger issue. Today we're here because we want the Israeli government to repeal the new the new amendment to the anti-infiltration law that is already forcing people to go into this so-called open detention facility where people will have to check in 3 times a day, will be locked up at night, will not be allowed to work, and will be forced to live in isolation. That is a ghetto. I don't know what a ghetto is if it's not that. I don't know what prison is if it's not that. It doesn't matter that you can leave for a few hours. If you have to come back and check in and be locked up at night, and if you're not allowed to work and sustain yourself, that is prison. And if you have no ability to apply for refugee status, that's not just. That's not humane. And that is against Israel's basic law of humanity. So I'm here today with all of my colleagues and friends from the coalition. We're here to support you. We're here to stand in solidarity with you, to our Eritrean and Sudanese friends, brothers and sisters, and we will keep fighting with you until we effectively, get Israel and convince them to change this policy. Thank you very much.
Thank you.